everybody that attempted the ridge to go over the other bonds turned back. 2 hammock campers, 2 tenors, or a two night, 3 day camping trip. To Lincoln Woods on the Kangamangas. We're gonna head up to the Bonds for a 2 night, 3 day backpacking trip. I got the Pulk in the back, got all my gear to go camping. Gonna meet 3 other people. This is part of a meetup group, and we're gonna hike in. I think all of us are pulling Pulks too. I believe. I know at least 3 of us are. And we're going to backpack in or Pulk in or whatever you want to call it from starting Lincoln Woods, and we're going to go in about 7 or 8 miles, find a stealth campsite, collect some wood, have, fire, dinner, blah, blah, blah tonight. And then we're going to head up to the Bondcliff in the morning. And then weather's good, which it's supposed to be. We'll see if that changes. And then we're going to head up to the other 2 bonds. I'm not even sure which one they are, West Bond and Bond. Don't even know. Don't care. I hear the bonds are great. Some people say it's the best views in the White Mountains. Hopefully it'll be clear so I can make that determination myself. Who knows? But the camping part, me, camping part is 50% of the fun for me. Last weekend, went up to Zealand, ended up doing about 17.5 miles, didn't summit, didn't see any views. I still had a great time. A couple low points because when it was raining, but, oh well, that's life. So anyways, onward. Here we are on the Lincoln Woods Trail, and heading up. Already done 15 minutes striptease, so everybody's ahead of me a little bit, which is fine. There's 4 of us, all carrying our own Pulks, 2 hammock campers, 2 tenors, so it should be a really interesting trip. We're gonna head up to an old logging site to camp at right before the Bondcliff Trail. So that's our destination. I think it's about 7 miles. Over here we got my hammock set up. And then over in there is Tom's Blackbird with his Cuban fiber hammock gear tarp, which obviously mine's a hammock gear tarp also. Al's tent over here. He taking a quick jaunt back to his car for his food. Got Rick. I'm sorry. Rick's tent over here. Yeah, I'll learn everybody's name by Monday. So good morning, everybody. Last night we were supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of snow, and it's still snowing out. So it should be looks like we're breaking trail all day again today. So here we are at the Bondcliff, on the Bondcliff Trail, heading up to Bondcliff. We're probably about a mile or so in, and we were on a nice broken trail from 2 other guys, but now we're pretty much breaking trail, but it's only a couple inches of snow, real powdery. So anyways, I'm going to catch up with everybody. They're getting ahead of me, but the sun's starting to come out, so I'm hopeful we're going to hit all 3 bonds today, but we'll see. Jesus. Ran into a black.
So here we are on the Lincoln Trail, the Bondcliff Trail on our way out. We'll be on the Lincoln Woods Trail shortly. This is day 3 of our two-night, 3-day camping trip. We only bagged Bondcliff yesterday because the wind was horrible. Everybody that attempted the ridge to go over the other bonds turned back, so we decided not even to attempt it. It sounded like a jet engine up there actually when you got close to it. So anyways, we're on our way out. I think this trip is gonna come in around 22-ish miles. So anyways, got about 7 more miles to go and we'll be out of here. And then a 2-hour drive home.
Hey everybody, so back in the car. Actually I'm back in Maine. Got my coffee. I was dying. Drinking instant coffee in the woods for 2 days is not my cup of tea, I guess. So I got coffee, got a couple English muffins, stuffed my face, and I'm actually just getting into Baldwin, Maine on my way home. So I looked at my stats while I was at Dunkin' Donuts, and it was exactly 5.1 miles in and 5.1 miles out. Believe it or not, we actually walked out the same amount we walked in. And then to get up to Bondcliff was 8 miles exactly according to the GPS, but that's a little bit shy because I actually dropped my pack when we got up towards the summit, and right up, you come up and you go up this really steep part. When you come to Bondcliff, at the top of that, I dropped my pack and I just put the spikes on, switched over from snowshoes to spikes, and went up to the summit and walked around an extremely windy summit. Like I said in the previous clip, there were people. There was actually a guy that was following another guy over the ridge, and they kept getting blown over. Not off the ridge, obviously, but kept blowing over. And actually, the younger guy turned around, and he said it was this other guy in front of him. He didn't know him. He was just following him. Kept getting knocked over, but said he was gonna go. He was doing the bonds, period. So no clue if he made it. We made the judgment call not to go over that ridge. It was just you could just see the clouds whipping over it, and so judgment call, no big deal. I don't care. Had a great time camping. This was actually a meetup group. The old fogey meetup group, 40, I don't even remember what it's called, 40 and older meetup group. There ended up being 4 of us: Tom, the leader; Al, who's an assistant leader; and me and Rick. I hope I'm remembering his name right. So Rick and Al, tent campers; me and Tom, hammock campers. Tom had a Blackbird, as you'll see in the video, and of course I had my Dutch. We both had the same exact tarp. I believe we had the same quilts, hammock gear quilts and tarps. And other than that, it was an awesome trip. I actually plan on doing it again. I'll probably do it solo, unless I find somebody that wants to go along. And also going to be doing a trip next month with Tom. We're going to go up Mount Wiley, up the side with the ladders, and then come back down and go over to Ethan Pond campsite and spend the night there, and then come back. And then no Pulk on that one because it's obviously too steep. But so look forward to that one next month, and I'm sure I'll be out in the woods. I got to do a day trip next weekend because my son's going to be gone on the weekends, and I got to stay home and watch the old doggy. So no backpacking next weekend, but day hike somewhere. I'm not sure where yet. So anyways, until next weekend, this is Anthony, and see you out on the trail.